What is up, Leo? How are you guys doing? It is time for your weekly check in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys for the first week of December. My apologies. I know I'm super behind on these. Been a rough Mercury retrograde and a lot of life got in the way, but the show must go on. So it's a weekly check in. So it's just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. All right, let's see how it's looking between Leo and the person they're dealing with. First week of December, how's it looking? Do, 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 do. How's it looking between Leo and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? Boom. Ooh, Six of Cups. This person do be missing you. Oh, they do be missing you. They definitely miss what y'all had back in the day. Let's put it like that. Absolutely 100%. You intimidate them. No, they're too afraid to come forward. I think they are starting to realize the error of their ways. So they're afraid to come forward because they already know what you would say, or at least in their mind, you know. I'm not putting the intention of their energies into it yet, but that is coming through very strong. They're doing little things to try to get your attention, but at the same time, they're out trying to find somebody new. What kind of a mind fuck is that? Out trying to find somebody new and trying to get your attention at the same time. It's like, do you even know what the hell you want? That's one way. I'm sorry, the way I see it, that indicates whether or not you're actually in love with someone. When you love someone, when you love someone with 100% of your whole heart and soul, how are you even thinking about anyone else? How are you even thinking about that? A lot of people are attached, but that's not love. Don't get me started on that. I'm not trying to trail off, but yeah. Some of you dealt with somebody who has an addiction issue. I know that's not all of you, but if you dealt with somebody who had an addiction issue and you're wondering, no, they have not gotten clean. Matter of fact, I would go as far as to say they've gotten worse. And with the star card in the reverse, I think they're starting to lose hope. They're really starting to lose hope. And it's getting to the point where they're just trying to forget about you. And trying to forget about you and just not think about you. But they can't help but try to check up on you from time to time. At least those of you in which that's possible. I know that sometimes, like when I have a client on a Zoom call, they'll say, oh, they have no way to watch me. I have no social media. Well, okay. Do they know people that know you? They could be asking questions. Hopefully, they're not in the tree outside your bedroom window with a pair of binoculars. Hopefully, fucking not. With this energy, though, hey, you never know. But anyway, all right. Some of y'all dealing with a Taurus. I also have Capricorn, Aries, Aquarius. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're afraid to show you any emotion. I think they're afraid that you'll take advantage of it, you know? Or at least they don't want to embarrass themselves, you know? All right. Well, let's see their deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Does it go deeper than that? How deep does it go? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? What are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Five of Cups, man. I think they're a lot more bothered than you know, but I do think they have every intention of trying to get over this. And I think that if it was up to them, they would prefer that you actually think that they have gotten over this, you know? Very guarded towards you. They do got feelings for you, though. And this is weighing on them very heavily. I don't know why I'm showing you this deck. You can't tell by looking at it, but 10 of Wands and the King of Cups. King of Swords in the reverse. So they're still holding on to a little bit of bitterness, even though I do think they're starting to see the error of their ways. They are still a little bit bitter, angry, and pissed off. I think they feel kind of guilty, feel kind of stupid, honestly, with the Seven of Swords reversed. So, okay. What's this one here? Three of Pentacles. Okay. Well, let's get some advice. What the advice? Advice for Leo. Advice for Leo. Ace of Cups. Hang on a second. Hangman reverse. This is saying don't put your life on hold for this person. But you know me, I don't want to just tell you that. I don't want to just tell you that. I want you to understand why I told you that. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, and you just do it because I told you to, well, then you didn't learn anything. And you will repeat that cycle again. That I'm not getting on you. That doesn't make you a stupid person. The universe isn't picking on you. We all go through that. Every last one of us. So that's what it's telling me to tell you though. Don't put your life on hold for this person. I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to. So let's meet in the middle. Did I already suggest getting closure with this person? Did I already suggest that? I think specifically for those of you dealing with a situation that's ended a long time ago, meaning more than 6 months ago, like 8 months ago, a year ago, last year around this time, or in 2024. I think that's when a closure message is appropriate. Now, your intentions have to be on point. They have to be on point. If you have any hidden expectations of how you would want that conversation to go, don't do it. It's not a conversation, it's closure. If you are hoping for something other than closure to happen as a result of this conversation, don't do it. It's not a conversation, it's closure. This is for energy, frequency, and vibrational purposes only. The primary law is the law of vibration. And right now, the two of you have a vibrational tie and it's holding you back. So, no matter what you want to do, if you don't heal and clear the air and clean the energy up, no matter what you do, it's going to fail. If you move forward and try to find somebody new, if you didn't clear and clean up any of that old energy, it's going to fail because you're still vibrating at the same frequency, thus attracting a person that vibrates at the same frequency, therefore manifesting the same outcome. If you want to bring someone from the past back into your life, and you don't close out, clear, and wipe away the old energy, it's going to loop around and repeat the same cycle. This isn't Rich Lopp's little theory. This is an immutable universal law. Clear the energy up. Some people get so damn scared when I tell them to do that. I just don't know if I'm ready. Ready for what? What are you ready for? You're either ready to close it out or you're ready to repeat the cycle. Or you're ready to wait your whole life with this weighing on your shoulders. Those are your options if you don't get closure. What do you mean? You're not ready for what? You know why people say that? Because deep, deep, deep down in the pit of your soul, way down in the depths of your subconscious mind, you know that the more you heal and release this energy, the less interested you become in revisiting the past. You know that if you release this energy, you will have no interest in revisiting it. Well, if you have a choice between one or two things, either letting go of it or not, if you don't, you're guaranteed to repeat the cycle. If you do, yeah, you'll probably want to release it. But if you did find it in yourself to try it again, it would increase the chances of success. It's like it's a double-edged sword here. I'm not ready. Not ready for what? You're either going to close it out, live the rest of your life with this weighing on your shoulders, or you're going to repeat the cycle with this person. Those are your only three options if you don't close it out. Period. So, not ready for what? You have nothing to lose, especially if you don't want it anymore. You know, it's kind of like an alcoholic. When given the choice, you could either A, have a lifetime supply of alcohol, or B, flip a switch and not want alcohol anymore. Wouldn't you rather just not want the shit? If you could guarantee to push a button and you wouldn't even want it anymore, would you do that? That might scare some alcoholics because that's the unknown, right? You see what I'm getting at? Think, 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 think deep, think beyond the boundaries of the box that we were trying to think in. All right, let's see how things are looking between the singles and the person that you're interested in. Single Leos and your love interest. Do do do. Do 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 do. Ace of Swords reverse. Communication still isn't what it needs to be. Not at all. That's all I'm going to say for now. Ooh, hang on. Well, this is looking like it's turning into a new start in love. Or for some of you, maybe it's one of those things where it does turn into a new start in love officially on paper, but then something doesn't quite feel right, or it could be a false start. Whatever this means right here. Ace of Cups upright, Ace of Swords reversed. Lover's card in the upright, Nine of Wands moon card. A false start. It's like even those of you who do make it official with this person, something still doesn't feel right. Maybe it feels like they're just faking it. Maybe you're starting to second guess their intentions. Some of you may be wondering if somebody else is involved. Now, I don't have the energy that would confirm that, not in this spread, but you may be suspecting that potentially. Some of you dealing with a Gemini also have Pisces, Cancer, Taurus. Yeah, well, I mean, there is potential here. That's the thing. And you know that too, don't you? You know there's potential here. That's why you can't bring yourself to walk away from this. You know how much potential there would be if the two of you got on the same page at the same time, working towards the same goal. Y'all could be a goddamn power couple, though. but something's still just a little bit energetically off here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you always get the Queen of Wands, don't you? Okay. Let's see their deepest feelings and intentions. What's their energy look like in general? What kind of person are they? Person Leo is interested in. Person Leo's trying to be with. Oh shit. Looks like you dealing with a ticking time bomb, though. Two of Cups reversed. Wow, I got so much back and forth energy here. It's not even funny, dude. Oh my God, look. So we got Empress in the upright. Two of Cups reversed. So it's like this person wants something long term, stable, and committed, but they want to be alone at the same time. 10 of Cups in the upright, 10 of Pentacles reversed. I'm not done. King of Cups in the upright, King of Pentacles reversed. Does this person even know what in the hell they want? Knight of Wands in the upright, or I'm sorry, yeah, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands reversed. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Some of you may be questioning whether or not this person is bipolar, potentially, because they seem very, very fickle, flaky, two-faced, and just they just got shady energy. You know, hot and cold, on and off, in and out, acting one way one day, another way another day, saying one thing one day, another thing another day, and I just don't think they have a clue really what the hell they want exactly. And being a fixed sign, you have a low tolerance for that, don't you? I'm a fixed sign too. I've never met a fixed sign that puts up with that shit very well. Not really. Every fixed sign I've ever personally connected with has a low tolerance for that, right? Because we fixed signs, when we make a decision, it's fucking final, right? I don't make half-ass decisions. When I make a decision, it's 100%. Even if I end up regretting the decision, I'm still sticking with it, right? At least for as long as I can, right? But then the last card in the spread is the codependency card, which means I'm lonely, broken, and empty. I have a lonely, empty void in my heart. I feel empty, lonely, and incomplete, and I need a lover or a love relationship or a sex partner or to fill the void in my heart. Don't worry, y'all. I'm not gonna dig all that up here. All I'm gonna say is it don't fucking work like that. If it worked like that, could you imagine? I wouldn't have a fucking job if it worked like that. It don't work like that. Anyway, though. So, yeah. And I'll say this too, the average codependent, like the one who's heaviest steeped in the codependency energy, they're usually the one to get bored first. They're usually the one to leave, or they're usually the first one to cheat, because you can only distract them from that void for a temporary period of time. Once they get used to you and once they get comfortable with you, you no longer produce that explosion of pleasure and emotions, that you feel when you first meet somebody new. The codependent looks for that feeling to distract them from their problems, and they think that's love. They become addicted to that feeling like a drug, just like a drug. Well, that feeling doesn't last long, right? You meet one person, if you're lucky, that feeling might last 3 to 6 months, a year at the max. I see that from time to time. And then that feeling goes away. Now, well, you ain't doing it for me no more. I'm losing feelings for you, or you're no longer meeting my emotional needs. Basically, you're not distracting me from my own bullshit no more. Now I got to go find somebody who will, right? They don't know what the hell they want. They don't. It's kind of like a car that's out of gas, but the car thinks that it needs water in the oil tank. No, that's not the way it works. No, that's not the way it works. You don't need water in your oil tank. You need fuel in your fuel tank, right? I think they know what they want, but it's very erroneous. Anyway, let's get the advice here. What advice do we have for Leo? Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now, this is hard. I honestly feel a little bit guilty when I give this advice because I know it's hard to do. It's hard to make yourself do. And I can't tell you how to do it, but do the best you can to lower and minimize your expectations. Do the best you can to see if you can find an energy of neutrality. Neutral. I'm very neutral. Okay. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. I'm good either way. Now, you can't fake this. You can fake it, but it won't have the effect as it will if when you really find that frequency. See, this is a point that I've been making very strongly here lately because a lot of people need to hear this. You know, when we say frequency, that's not a metaphor. That's not an analogy. That's not a airy fairy, fluffy duffy, artsy fartsy little term that sounds cute but doesn't really mean anything in the real world. You literally emit an electromagnetic field. It's produced by your heart. They can measure it 10 to 15 feet outside of your body. That electromagnetic field vibrates at a specific frequency. The only way a person can make their way into your life and secure a solid position in your life is if their electromagnetic field vibrates harmoniously with yours. This is science and biology. And if you want to dig deep enough, neuroscience, but I'm not going that deep. So when you begin to change frequency, you can't just fake it with your behavior. You literally emit an electromagnetic field produced by your heart, and everyone around you can feel it, whether they realize it or not. When you find that frequency, this person will feel it because your electromagnetic field will begin to change, and they will feel that, and they will respond to it. Once they feel that I might lose this, that's when they're really going to start to think, whoa, shit. Damn, do I really want to just let this go? You know? And you got to maintain that energy, maintain that frequency. Because I'm telling you what, right now, there's somebody out there that if you end up attracting them into your life, you'll look back on this person and laugh your fucking ass off, dude. There is. Don't underestimate the universe's ability to bring someone into your life that'll make you look back on anybody you ever dealt with and like you'll kick yourself. You'll kick yourself and you'll laugh. So the $1 million question is, would you rather have that person or this person? And that's not a rhetorical question. I know it sounds like it, but it's not. I do ask a lot of rhetorical questions. I do. And I do say things to be a smartass sometimes. I'm not doing that with this. That's a genuine question. If you are interested in absolutely no one else, okay, I respect that. I respect that. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're at a point where it's like, you know what? I don't need anybody in my life that's going to do nothing but bring my frequency down. Going to do nothing but create anxiety, sadness, drama. Why do I have you in my life if being connected to you does nothing but create anxiety and fear and nervousness? Why do I even have you in my life? It's not you that I want. It's an idea that I invented in my mind. The version of you that I'm in love with is a picture that I painted in my mind. And the universe is showing me that I've painted the wrong picture in my mind, but I'm clinging to the picture I painted in my mind. I'm in love with my own imagination, not you. I'm just desperately hoping and wishing that one of these days, Tinkerbell is going to come shove pixie dust up your ass and turn you into the version of you that exists in my imagination. The question is, how long are you willing to wait on Tinkerbell? Take that, do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Leo family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right. I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.